Hi everyone, this is Audrey again. Okay, so I'm going to put up a couple of videos today. Just based on feedback the other day, somebody commented that it was weird just hearing a voice and not seeing a person, which is why I'm down in the bottom right hand corner. To me, that's really strange, so I might just do just one video of that, because you really don't want to be looking at me. But so going back to what we were discussing about a week and a half ago, you have your first case study, which is Jones's photographs. Now, you have to take into consideration that this is only worth 10%. It's not a huge piece of work, and it's something that we are working on in class. So if you feel at all panicked that you don't have anything done for this coming Tuesday, don't worry. The original deadline was the 5th of November, which is tomorrow. So that's obviously not the case, not with reading day and the week that I missed. So we're going to provisionally extend that until the 12th of November. So, but we'll review it on Tuesday, and if you're happy enough to go with that, then that's what we'll do. And if you need more time, then just let me know. Okay, so this is the case study DL124, case study 1, Jones's photographs. We went through all of this in detail in class a couple of weeks ago, and a few of you began to build websites on it. So the point that we're at now is that you need to figure out the requirements for the website. And I have a very small presentation that I'm going to do here with you. If I can find it now. Here we are, and I'll just start the slideshow, and hopefully this will work. Yes, okay. So the 1st of November, had we not had a reading day, this is the presentation that I would have done with you. So the first thing that we're going to look at is, I need to move the screen up here a little bit. My screens are a little bit all over the place. So the contents of the presentation. First thing we're going to look at is reviewing your online business idea. We're going to, which of course is Jones's Photography in this case. We're going to identify features for your online business or the process that you can use for that. We're going to cover areas like what does your online business need? What else do you need? Some small apps within these website builders that you might find useful, and some other things that you might want to consider, such as analytics and tools like that. The website requirements, we're going to start looking at the actual requirements of what needs to go on the site. Now, Jones's Photography is a very simple site. The complication is really where the different styles of photography come in. How do you merge those? What exactly is it that the company themselves, what do they want to sell online? Is it their standard wedding photography, or is it the abstract type photography that was talked about later on in the case study? You need to identify a user flow, and you need to link design elements with requirements as well. Now, this sounds like an awful lot. This is not something that's all entirely relevant for the first case study. It will come in for case study 2 and 3 as well. Okay, so you need to review your business idea. The business idea in this case is Jones's Photography. You need to identify who the stakeholders are. Your stakeholders are typically people with an active interest in the project. They are the project manager, website developers, the owner of the company, and so on. Because they, obviously the owners of the company are paying for this. The people who are developing the website want the website to be a success and want it to be used and so on. So knowing who the stakeholders are really important. What are the business needs? So why do they want this website? And this is something that we discussed a couple of weeks ago. And that's always the first question that you need to ask is, why do you want a website? What do you want it to do for you? Is it a brochure website? Is it something that you want to be able to sell online? Do you need e-commerce? Do you need analytics? What exactly is the purpose of having this website? And then once you can establish the reason for the website, which is kind of cloaked in the Jones's Photography case study, you need to try to decide what the needs are and the reason. Then you move on to what the criteria for the website is. So if the business needs involve selling a service like wedding photography, for example, then what's the criteria for the website? So the criteria could be something like it needs to be able to show high definition images or videos, that it needs to showcase the work for the photographer. Perhaps as well you can buy extra prints and so on. So the criteria will always come from the business needs. You need then to look at the criteria and refine that on the basis of what is possible for the website and what and how functional you want this website to be. So you need to look at it from the point of view of the implementation of the website. How quickly is this website required? It doesn't say in Jones's Photography, so you could assume that it's not an emergency. The criteria must meet the business needs. So whatever business needs that you identify, the criteria must meet those. You must be able to tell your digital story as well. There should be some level of a compelling nature to your website as well. And the compelling nature is when you look at a website and you think, oh, that's really nice, and you keep coming back to it because you like it, you like using it, you like the navigation, you like the user flow, it's just easy to use and it's a pleasure to use. And that's a lot easier said than done. And lastly, you need a call to action on the website. So a clickable item on the website, such as buy. Or for you guys, for Jones's Photography, it could be something like a button on the homepage saying prices or contact us or something like that. So basically in the homepage of every website, you want to have a button there that will get the user to do something that you want them to do. Okay, you see this in a lot of websites, for example, restaurant websites where they would have a book now button. In other websites where they have, buy our services, it's always very prominent on the screen and you want to draw the users into that. So I'm just going to show you an example of a restaurant. So if I pull up Jamie Oliver, I think it's called 15. Yeah. So if we look at this website, for example, you can see here there's a welcome page, there's reservations straight away, so that's the call to action. There's food and drink, events, contact, gift vouchers, Christmas, and so on. So his websites are generally quite good. So you can see there that it's very obvious what they want people to do. And if you scroll down the page, you can see there's a story starting straight away. So there's a digital story. Further on down is reservations. It's on the home page. So whatever you want the user to do needs to be on the landing page, on the first page that they come to. And as you see, this page is you can scroll all the way through. Okay, it's one page. And you can contact them. You can see 360-degree turn and so on. I'm not expecting you to put something this fancy together for the Jones's photograph, but as you go through the course, your skills will build and you'll want to achieve something like this. Okay, so let's go back to here, and we'll just go back to our slideshow. I need to move my screen back so you can see this. Okay. Now, my recording screen is not big enough. So this says identify features for your online business. So what is the business? We know it's a photographer's. We know it's family run. We know it's been around for decades. So we know that they're reliable. We know that they're well known. We know that they've won awards and so on. So the core business, what is it? And a lot of you said that it is a wedding photographer. And yes, that is the cash cow. Absolutely. But the business is also photography and it's not just centered on wedding photography, so don't forget about that. The core functionality of the business and how can you represent this online. If you go to any photographer's websites, you will see that they showcase their photos, and it's the photos that sell their services. Who's your audience? It will determine if you should have a mobile site, a website, and or a smartphone app. For every website builder that you use, there's usually the option for mobile as well, and you should be able to go in and edit the mobile site separately to the website. So you need to view your website not only on your laptop, but also on your phone. And bear in mind that for a business like a photographer, depending on the website builder that you use and depending on the resolution of the photographs, it could be very slow to load. So be very careful that when you upload a photo that it's not a huge size. Make sure that you go into Microsoft Photos or something like that to reduce the size, maybe even change the file type. But you still need a crisp image. The bigger the photos are, the longer they will take to load, especially with Wix if you're using Wix. Weebly is okay, but for now, maybe we'll just stick with Weebly. Research other business pages like your idea. Now, you did that a couple of weeks ago, and a lot of you came across pages that were very similar to what you wanted to do. And again, there was a huge range of taste within the class, huge range of perspectives, which is great. So just bear in mind that there is no wrong answer for this case study. Okay. If you choose that you're going to just show wedding photography and a little bit of abstract, or you're going to choose abstract over wedding photography, then as long as you justify the reason and as long as I can see why you've done that, then that's perfectly fine. You need to be able to identify what features and tools you're going to use on each page as well. And when we talk about features and tools, we're talking about the actual features that are offered by the website builder. So for example, with Weebly, we know that we can have a gallery of images. We know we can have a video. We can link that to YouTube or Vimeo. We can't actually upload a video. We know that we can have lots of other different features, and you need to be able to identify exactly what it is the user should be able to do in each page. So if we go to maybe a photography website, I'll just pick a general one. So if I go to photographers, and I go to Wexford, seeing as that's where our case study is based. Let's go to the website here. Okay, so this is joannegrantphotography.ie. Probably take a couple of minutes to load. So ideally, your website shouldn't really take this long to load, but it's probably because of all of the images that they have there. So you can see she does portraits, weddings, see wedding albums, some commercial shoots as well, about and contact information. Okay, so we have a problem here where this is not loading properly, and we have full internet access. So let's go back and see if we can get somebody else. Let's try this. So you can see that generally, there's no patience around websites loading. So what you want is a quick website. You want it to load pretty quickly. So, okay, I'm just going to move the camera down here so you can see the photos that are shown. So on the main page, the photos show. Then we have options. So my camera screen is not big enough, but if I move this up here, you'll see we have home, galleries, corporate photography, blogs. I'll move this across here. We've got blog categories, testimonials, packages, and contact us. Okay. So what do they want the user to do when they land on this page? They want them to look at the photos. So the photos are very obvious in the middle of the page here. But one thing that's missing is from the very front page, there's nothing to guide me towards, check There could be a button here, for example.